Chapter 7, Conclusions. This is where they ask me questions, and I try to remember things that happened much earlier on in the game. Train station is a flurry of activity. The Rangers are milling all around, consulting with each other in whispered conversations. Inside, you hear the non-stop whir and tick of a telegraph machine. The Ranger in charge looks up and acknowledges Ranger Murdoch with a nod. Just the man I wanted to see. Thanks to the intelligence you provided, we were able to alert authorities in Sault Ste. Marie about the Sault Ste. Marie about the impending sabotage attempt in the Sioux Locks. They were ready and waiting and caught the man red-handed with luggage full of dynamite and plastic caps, not to mention a 9mm Luger in the glove box. Carl Leffler, there you go. That's pretty awesome. As much as I'd like to take credit for it, Nancy Maple here is the one you ought to be thanking. She single-handedly figured it out. All I did was pass along the information. Well then, my thanks to you, Nancy Maple. You're a Canadian hero. You certainly have the name of a Canadian hero. Thanks. Though I warn you now, you may have to be an unsung hero at that. I have a feeling the Canadian government won't want to reveal just how vulnerable we were tonight. It could undermine the public's confidence at a crucial turning point for our country. Oh, I don't mind at all, as long as things worked out for the best. They did, Nancy, truly. Thank you for your service. Now, what have you got here? We've just come from the old abandoned garnet mine. This is Mr. Corvus Shaw. I've arrested him in connection with the kidnapping of Evan Richards of Crimson Lodge, as well as attempted fraud. His partner in crime, Mrs. Nessus Crabbe, perished in a cave-in at the mine. Due to the hazardous nature of the area, I doubt her body is recoverable. Mr. Shaw is also a suspected accessory in the murder of a young woman. I had nothing to do with that. We'll see what the evidence says. A busy night. Yes, indeed. Please dispatch some crime scene investigators to the lodge so we can build a strong case. All right, higher ups. Let's do it. All right, get my thoughts in order. Sounds good, Ranger Murdoch. Margot's death feels like it happened weeks ago. It really does. So she was the only one that actually died. I don't count Nessa. The only murder that happened. Feels like years ago when you spoke to your boss, Professor Plummer. Ah, my boss, my fieldwork. I'm probably fired. I haven't checked in who knows how long. Like 2 days, honestly. Despite the excitement of the evening, you find yourself nodding off, only to be jolted awake when Nathan's automobile hits an uneven stretch of road. What happened to, Kimmy, by the way? Was she really just here to look at birds? Nancy, you awake? We're back. Yep, Kimmy. What a night. I've never been so exhausted. Kimmy's just sleeping the entire time. That's awesome. You climb into bed and you're eager to fall asleep. Yeah, Laura got Steve. We can get a Mountie. Why not? That's awesome. But as your gaze falls into the ransacked curio cabinet, you realize there are a few things you may want to bring up with the other inhabitants of the lodge tomorrow morning. Notes on fresh paper to remind myself, if I wish. Did Margot have an accomplice in the ruby brooch theft? She did. Ah, nice. Who was the accomplice? Nathan helped with the Steins, but would this have been, was this Jack? Jack and Margot were thick as thieves, literally. I guess that's what we were hearing, actually, early on in the game when I thought they were hooking up. So they weren't hooking up. How about that? And she was just really excited by that. Oh, he pulled it out. Alright. Well, maybe they were hooking up. I don't know. Curio cabinet. Who stole the pair of antique silver? Well, that was Margot. We know that. Pretty clear cut. Who helped? That was Nathan. Alright. 4 for 4 so far. For the right reasons. I promised I wouldn't tell, and I won't. Who was the imposter at Crimson Lodge? That was old Albert. He had no idea that it wouldn't be a good indicator of the geology in the area. The report Albert wrote to Nessa demonstrated no knowledge of proper field report procedures, no appropriate use of mineralogical terminology, and I finally said it right. It's good. He was definitely not a mineralogical expert. I wonder if he was even Belgian. No, they said he was German. What was Kimmy's true goal? I think she wanted to watch birds. Bird watching. She was just a keen bird watcher. I love that. Just a false flag right there. Everything and anything can look suspicious if you're looking for suspicious activity. Good point. Were Evan Richards and Nathan Cardinal friends or enemies? They were friends. Yeah. Yeah, she trusted him. He was risking Nessa coming after him for those valuable antiques. That's true. I think he could have taken her, though, honestly. Nathan was out late at night with Jack, and they were both helping Mr. Richards. I heard them talking about that. Judging from the conversation I overheard in the carriage house, Nathan, Jack, and Mr. Richards were working together to deal with Albert. Nathan and Albert had a clandestine meeting in the boathouse. Nathan had paid Albert for the report that concluded they didn't contain diamonds. He wasn't concerned about the truth. He wanted to protect Crimson from becoming a mining town again. That's sweet. And Nathan helped me and Jack rescue Mr. Richards tonight, so there's that. He risked losing his Indian status by revealing himself to Ranger Murdoch after having snuck off the reservation. But Ranger seemed cool about it. Lucky to have him. That's nice. What were Jack and Nathan trying to conceal? They were trying to conceal the diamonds. Yep. Based on the samples, I figured that's what they were collecting and taking back to the... Yeah. Where did they conceal? That was in the smokehouse. Yeah, where were they? Were they in the... Margot and Jack having an affair? I'm going to say no. I don't have definitive proof. My gut tells me they were just friends, but I can't say for sure. I heard them in Margot's boudoir the first night at the lodge. Sounded like they were up to something suggestive, but who knows? I prefer to assume the best of people. Why couldn't they be up to something suggestive? That's fine. It's a crazy house. When you show up at the lodge, man, things happen. Rules don't apply. What item suggests Nessa came to the lodge intending to threaten or harm Evan? The almonds. That's pretty straightforward. Nessa knew that. She brought those Jordan almonds with her and filled that cut crystal bowl in the parlor. Revert as you please. Nessa wasn't just being a rude guest. She was a bully, and I'm glad she's dead. I said it. At least she didn't get away with it. Okay. We got pretty much everything right and just, I guess, missed a couple details, but... Coffee and bacon. Tasty. Thanks, Jack. Morning light is streaming through the small window, causing motes of dust to sparkle and dance in the light. Mr. Richards is slumped in front of his plate, eyes downcast. Jack, you helped Margot steal Nessa's ruby brooch, didn't you? I didn't help her steal it. Helped her hide it. There you go. There you go. After she died. It ain't cheap, man. How about some of those diamonds, though? That's gotta be worth something. Sounds good to me. Be nice for Nessa to indirectly do. She certainly wouldn't intentionally do anything good for anyone else. Sounds good. Maybe I can get a new mop. I don't know why he's one of the townspeople from Mordavia all of a sudden. Yeah, what was going on with that? We were just friends. Alright, I got it right. Salvarsan treatments? Oh. So that's what was in the case. I guess if I had read more about that. Yep. Very smart. I'm sorry your birding trip was full of so much drama and tension. But I'm glad I got to meet you, forgetful as you are. Thanks so much, Nancy. That's kind of you. She's like, wait, what happened? People got murdered? Or people died? Crimson's a beautiful place. Margot was very kind. Jack and Nathan helped me feel at home here despite everything. Despite Jack yelling at me, like admonishing me 10 times. Don't mess with the birds! Yeah. There you go. That's real nice. I never learned your name. Had no cause to. I like the idea that Nancy looked at the padlock. Nessa was like, nah. Not today. Extra dark. Yep, everything's out of Nessa's reach now. We can all have a nice, cheery laugh about it. Would have just given him to her. Huh, make her stop harassing me. Never again. No, you don't have to, because she's dead. Alright. Yep. Well, because he doesn't want a bunch of... No diamonds. Make the land worthless to Nessa, and she'd leave. Yep. Yep. There you go. Let's do it. And then quietly collect all the diamonds that are actually here. She could sell the land. Makes sense. I do. You're awesome, Nancy. Clearly a fraud. Are there diamonds here? Clearly. Alluvial diamonds. We're gonna have to kill you now. Also reveals them. Huh. By moonlight, that's cool. Ah, that's why it's always grabbing his back. It fits. Yeah. Till that fish swallowed that whopper of a diamond. That lucky duck fisherman caught it. Nothing but trouble, yeah. There you go. That started this whole mess. Oops. We like it how it is now. Nice and quiet. Ah, poor Margot. Depend on us? Oh, I guess on what we tell the Mounties or something? Some alone time. Yeah. Really gonna miss this place despite all the murdering. Well, just the one murder, but... So that murder that we experienced in the shower really was just a fun little nod. As fun a nod as being murdered in the shower can be, I suppose. What will you tell your boss, and what could that mean for your future? Nice. Repaired enough. That's true, I don't have my kit. Are we gonna grab it on the way back? That would be great. Yeah, why'd you come? You just came here to say goodbye? You could have said goodbye back at the lodge. It's so tense. Yeah. I'd like to hang out. This is a chill place. Now that Ness is out of the picture. Nice. I can come back sometime. No one, I don't think anyone invited me back now that I think about it. Bye Nathan, bye Jack, bye Kimmy. They practice that, well rehearsed. You stare out of the train window. It's a clear, cool morning. As crisp and refreshing as it is this far north, you brace yourself for the muggy summer heat down by Toronto. The muggy summer heat in Toronto. What is it, like 60 degrees Fahrenheit? Your mind is buzzing with all that has transpired over the last few days. It feels like you're returning home from a long voyage. You can't help but wonder, did you miss anything? Did you leave any loose ends? Not as far as I'm concerned. I still have stuff. Sleep. Oh, helpful introspective thoughts, sure. Our evidence, imposter, sure. Sure. Feel like... Come on. I kept trying to get salt out of the bag there. You have enough salt. I wish I were more convinced about that. I like that they even made it a point to say, yes, we did open the drawer and take a look, but that's not bad. You conclude, it's not my job. I'm a geologist, mineralogist. I don't need to look into murders. Alright. Feel see my bag as we pan by. Ranger Murdoch meets you at Union Station as arranged. Ranger Murdoch! Hello, Nancy. It's good to see you again. Would you like me to drive you home to rest? That Canadian fur, huh? No thanks. I'm eager to have my interview. Let's go. Oh, more questions. Wanted posters visible to see a familiar face. Oh. Is that Margot? Yeah. Peace, kind, caring. Yeah, seriously, that's nice. Sad that she had to die. Assault, theft, racketeering, public nuisance. Sorry, lost in thought. Skagway was a near lawless place. So you're saying, did he not look at the body? Professor Plummer! Nancy, there you are! Welcome back! I heard the train had come in. Sir, we're in the middle of a confidential interview. My apologies, I won't be a moment. Are there diamonds in crimson? I must know. Yes or no? We all know the right answer to that. I mean, the right thing to do. Nope. I'm afraid I didn't find anything significant, Professor. Got some good samples, though. There you go. It just won't be very exciting. As for exciting, most research isn't. Don't worry too much about it. There you go. We'll see how that affects things. Alright, let's really begin. Any information you provide will be kept strictly confidential, of course. Though she died in the mine, it's important for us to get to the bottom of what actually happened in Crimson. Connected with Evan Richards' kidnapping, Margot's murder, and attempted fraud. Assaulted at the jetty. It was dark, and he was rather inebriated. Yes, the shoes. The prints on the... fingerprint. There you go. Thick glass wouldn't have broken from being tipped over, dropped from carrying. There you go. How about that? Why asking me that then? Anything in areas besides the jetty that would connect Nessa to Evan's kidnapping? Yeah. What did we find? We found the hair en route in the woods to the north. That's because I took it. Here you go. I'm carrying this around. Part of a struggle. There you go. I'm going to keep these hairs, Nancy. I'm weird like that. Yeah, we also had the shoe prints. Shoe prints. Yep. Tracked to the smokehouse. We found the nuts in the smokehouse too. Almonds. Hell yeah. Sure. Nice. Mr. Richards was being held on the lodge at Smokehouse before being moved to the Garnet Mine. Yes. I don't know why that matters, but yes. Well, unlawful confine, like the rope? Is that what they're talking about? Taken to the mine, it was the jelly. The symbol? Yeah. The jam, yeah. Red circle surrounded by a round red border. I smelled it. I smell everything. It smelled lovely. Gotta find the good in a kidnapping. There you go. That's right. Yes. Can I say the almonds again? Because she had those and she was threatening him with almonds. Oh, you actually found those? No doubt. Yep. Corvus Shaw's role in Mr. Richards' kidnapping. Corvus to these crimes. Yeah, we had the button. Button. Oh, and the shoes, too. Sure. Yes. Shoe print. There you go. Size 14. Our investigation Our investigative team didn't find it, yes, because I was in the hotel the entire time. It's so true. Alright, nice. Let's move on. Lesser crimes. Corvus brought to light by Nessa commit fraud. Yeah, the fake will. Oh, the fake will? I don't know if they want will or fake will. There you go. Nice. Seem pretty fishy. I sure do. You hand the questionable document over to the Ranger. Thanks, Nancy. I know I'm giving him a Space Quest 5 Captain Quirk voice. Carl Leffler. Open and shut case. Other illegal acts. Yeah. I mean, what have I discovered? The bridge? Yeah. Next target. Up to no good. Fingerprint on the padlock, which I could have taken apparently to save Nessa's life, but that's fine. He definitely handled them. Sure, take the 10. What do I care? Stored the dynamite separately. Prior knowledge. Very helpful. Good. Telegraph tape. Yeah, take it. Here's the bullet. The padlock. I did not take the padlock. Do you have something else to tell me about Leffler? Yeah, he had the report, the mineralogical report. Here you go. Cool. Never endorse it. Paid him handsomely. We've been over this so many times now, but I appreciate it. Take the papers. I don't think I have anything else to say about him. Margot's death. Big old bummer. Make a case for Margot's murder. Yes. The arsenic. Flypaper box. There you go. All right, that's what I was trying to say. There you go. Take the box. I mean, you can buy that anywhere. The jar we found. Powdery white residue inside, along with a bit of flypaper. Yep. Dangerous stuff. Speaking of the, Speaking of prints, the glass, well, I guess I don't have it on me, but the hair. There you go. I guess not. Whew. Taking a test. You head home after completing your interview with Ranger Murdoch and immediately set to work on your field report of Crimson. Even though it's all going to be BS because I'm trying to protect the people the friends we made along the way. How about that? Write at length about the samples you obtained and the observations you made, though you do leave out a few details, such as there are diamonds in Crimson. Professor Plummer proves to be an enthusiastic and patient mentor, despite his mild disappointment at the unremarkable findings. Your first publication, Nancy, a real feather in your cap. Weeks pass, soon you're immersed in your regular life. You become an expert on the filing system. It even suggests some ways to improve it. And you're dating a Mountie, of course. Let's not bury the lead. Find yourself missing the fresh air, the roaring waterfalls, and rushing rivers of crimson. You wonder if you'll ever hear about how things are going up there. Until one day, I was going to say, we got to go back, right? There's that Meow Meow always hanging out on that bottom shelf. There you are, Nancy. Thought today's paper may be of interest to you? Villainess, Crimes of the North. About Nessa. Unflattering posthumous profile that delves into her various misdeeds and labels her the Crimson Villainess. The article describes the kidnapping of her own brother and the murder of his paramour, as well as fraud. Most of the information is taken from statements given by the investigating rangers, as well as details you supplied to Ranger Murdoch during your interview. You're not mentioned by name. You're relieved. You feel safer this way, though Nessa had no surviving relatives. I mean, that would want you dead, at least. Same article states that Corvus Shaw is being charged in connection with Margot's murder as well. As for Mr. Richards' kidnapping, assault, and attempted fraud. No news is good news. Interesting. Yep, that's true. And they did want to keep it low-key as well. Nothing else catches your eye. Pet the cat already. It's been a whole game. Are you gonna wear the hat? Too bad about the whole diamond fiasco, eh, Nancy? But we both knew it was a long shot. And then that's where she has some amazing quip that I'm short on right now. See you bright and early, kiddo. Something like diamonds are a girl's best friend, don't you know, Professor Plummer? What? Doesn't really make sense. You start the long walk home. You're relieved that Crimson won't become an open pit mine, and that Kimmy and her cormorants are safe and happy. That's nice. The Lucky Diner. Is that Roberta Williams? Yep, it is Mrs. Williams. Go on in, lass. I'll serve it up. Be down in a bit. That's nice. Nice little nod to Miss Williams ladles a hearty bowl of stew and slices a bit of bread for you. The food is delicious and warms you to the bone. She sits with you and the two of you chat about the goings-on in the neighborhood. You're grateful she rents you the room so cheaply. Museum clerks don't get paid very much. Once your belly is full and Mrs. Williams has washed the bowl, she waves you away from this menial task. You step lightly upstairs, lest you wake the other lodgers. Little meager room here. And you sleep in your clothes. As you fall asleep, your head hits the pillow. As your head hits the pillow, you're exhausted, and tomorrow will be another exhausting day of filing. But every exhausting day is another step closer to making your dreams come true. Well done, Nancy! I think you're in the wrong line, Nancy. It's like Lord of the Rings, where they have 5 different endings. Oh, Mr. Richards. Dear Nancy, I hope you're well. Me and Jack are doing well, and so's Kimmy. She's been helping around the lodge. I'm grateful. Plans on staying to see what the fall bird migration will look like in Crimson. Told her about the birds I've seen in previous years, and she seems excited. You're a good soul. Now that things have calmed down, I've had time to rest and think on things I wanted to say thank you. I've no doubt you'll make your way in this world and succeed on your own terms. And thank you especially for caring about what happened to Margot and doing something about it. What happened down in that mine, well, I hope you've moved on from that. Oh yeah, I moved on the second I stood up. I'm just relieved that Nessa will never intrude on my life ever again. which he wouldn't be able to say had we saved her. My gal Margot lived a whole nother life before she met me. I know all about her, she told me. I knew she was sick, none of it mattered to me. I just wish I'd died first. But never mind about the past, Nancy, let's talk about the future. Margot was a very successful businesswoman up in Skagway, which is what brought her unwanted attention from unsavory people. She had to do certain things to protect herself, including leaving town quick. She had to leave some things behind. She buried them and told me where. Now I'm telling you where. Coordinates and directions enclosed. If you're up for an adventure, seek out what she buried. It's all yours. You earned it. But wait for spring to set in and take the time to plan the journey. Skagway's a long way away, so I've enclosed something to help pay your way there. Take it to a jeweler with deep pockets and sell it. If you'd rather not make the trek to Skagway, sell it and use it to pay for your education, your dreams, or just enjoy life. It's up to you, Wow. Nathan sends his regards, which reminds me, I've already transferred ownership of the lodge and lands to Nathan. I should have done that a long time ago. I'm living in his house now. We all are. That's sweet. Take care, Nancy. You're welcome at the lodge anytime. Nathan says so, and so do I. Signed, Evan Richards. You unwrap the little bundle of cloth and are stunned to find yourself holding Margot's white garnet necklace. This probably isn't the garnet. Oh. You can't resist the call to adventure. You sell the necklace and spend the bleak, monotonous winter months in the city planning your trip up to Skagway. At long last, the weather becomes warmer. You book a train trip out west. By the time you arrive in Vancouver, it's the start of summer. You manage to book passage on a large fishing vessel up to the George Strait, along the coast of British Columbia and into Alaska. From there, a quick jaunt to the Lynn Canal on a small fishing vessel and into Skagway proper. A fisherman drops you off at the dock bright and early and tells you he'll pick you up by the end of his workday, after which you'll spend the night in Juneau. You head to the wilderness, fending off the largest black flies you've ever seen. Eventually, you find the spot that Evan described in his letter. Wow. A game of many endings here. This is it. Dig. You excitedly use your trusty trowel to dig under the bush. You don't have to dig very far down before you hit a wooden cigar box. Find a purple velvet drawstring bag and an envelope. There's a letter inside the envelope. You unfold it and start reading aloud. If you're reading this, it means I never made it back here to retrieve this box. That could be for many reasons, but the two that preoccupy my mind are the following. Nessa killed me. Number one, I managed to find a place where I belong among people who love me, and I've never felt the need to return. The other reason I'm dead. But seeing as this is in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to hope that you were someone I care about, and that I told you about this. Whomever you are, friend or stranger, whether you came to this by love or luck, you're welcome to it. All I ask is that you tell no one where it came from, because I did find the contents of this bag near Skagway in a secret spot. One day I hope this area will recover from the harm that was caused by the gold rush, by people like me. It is my fervent wish that nature reclaims Skagway, and that the waters will run clear once more. Be well. Signed, Margot. Carefully open the drawstring bag. Inside you find gold nuggets of varying sizes, the largest of which is as big as a walnut. Oh, wow. You take the bag of gold nuggets and put them in your pocket. Doesn't feel right to leave the box empty. With a flash of inspiration, you realize exactly what you should do. You place your samples from Crimson into the cigar box. That's nice. And I could have probably found more to put in there, but back into the ground where they belong. I'll keep your secret, Margot, if you keep mine. What a sweet ending. You carefully reburied the cigar box beneath the bush. Margot picked a perfect spot to conceal her treasure. Even now, you can hardly tell where you've just dug. I suppose that's that. Man, the next person who finds and digs that up is going to be pissed. You take one last look at the mountains and rolling hills and wonder what Margot was thinking and how she was feeling as she stood in this spot. I wish I could have told you about the peaceful, beautiful place you'd find and the people you'd meet who care about you. Goodbye, Margot. Goodbye. Damn, I was not ready for how sweet that was. You trek back to the dilapidated dock. The fisherman is waiting for you, his nets full of halibut. Those halibut full of diamonds. You thank him for waiting. You tell him you had a lovely hike and board his vessel. It's time to go home. Time for the credits. Credit. You couldn't resist keeping one of the blazingly bright red crystals. That is a pretty cool necklace. Did a good job with sussing out the motives and actions of the other guests, but you missed the mark on a few things. I missed the mark. 19 points out of 24 during the pre-departure. Could have been more helpful. Again, it's not my job. Nancy, you really could have done more in helping the police with that murder investigation. 18 of 19, that's good. Pretty well. 6 out of 8. Carl was tried and found guilty of sabotage of the railway bridge, attempted sabotage of the Sulaks, espionage, fraud, theft, and a litany of minor charges. Incarcerated till his death 12 years later of a heart attack. No other sabotage attempts were made. There you go. Corvus was found guilty of being an accomplice to the Dark One. We helped clear him of charges involving Margot's death because he'd been privy to the conversation he'd had with Nessa in the orchard. Disbarred, medium security, community service, and tracking you down and killing you for revenge. In revenge. Margot was laid to rest in Crimson's lushly overgrown cemetery in an informal service attended by Evan, Jack, Nathan, and Kimmy. I would have gone. It was a consolation to the attendees that Nessa was brought to justice for her crimes. Yeah, with blood. Do we need a whole thing on Kimmy? She likes birds. Jack remains at the lodge, continued to take care of it after Evan legally transferred the lodge and lands to Nathan. Part of Jack's gotta be like, son of a... Can I just get like an acre? Jack became old and creaky. The Cardinals in turn took care of him. Nathan and Evan arranged the transfer. That's nice. The secret of the diamonds remained hidden. Never recovered from the mine. Nah, I don't really wonder. Arrange firelit face falling into the darkness in your dreams. Yeah, I do. At least Evan could sleep easier. He was able to live the rest of his life in peace. That's true. If we had let her live, that would have introduced some other problems. She'd be calling and being like, you don't visit me enough. Evans peacefully lived the rest of his days in his beloved lodge. Upon his death, he was buried alongside Margot and his parents in Crimson, which is exactly what he wanted. You wonder how he felt about letting Nessa fall to her death. I didn't let her. You know, I'm not that, I forgot the padlock. In your dreams, you can still sometimes see part of your wishes. You had a pretty strong case against her. Whatever. Her body crumpling at the bottom of the mine. That's a pretty strong case. As for us, we continue working diligently as a clerk at the Royal Canadian Museum. Eventually, you were accepted at the University of Toronto in the Department of Geology and Paleontology as an undergrad. Professor Plummer spoke highly of your field work in Crimson in his letter of recommendation. We just went up there and got like 4 gems. That's all we really came back with. But we did good work. He's proud of us. Ooh. He hopes our paths will cross again someday. There you go. Yeah, he does. All right. There you go. The Crimson Diamond, everybody. Good times. Very much enjoyed that, I have to say. The only thing is, and I think people watching this may have said or say the same thing, I was expecting a couple more murders that we were going to have to investigate, but nonetheless, very sweet game. Very good game, very much in the spirit of the classic Sierra games, certainly lower above, so excellent from that perspective. Just a good game in general, but yeah, big thanks to friend of the channel, Jester, once again for gifting this one to me, making this possible. But there you go. The Crimson Diamond. Good times, everybody. Speaking of good times, we'll see you next time for more fun times right here on Let's Play with Brigands. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you. And check the description of this video to see what song is playing right now.
Train stations in November, train station.